Bob here. You find me today, South Cumbria. I have just dropped my car off in Lindale for its MOT, which will give you some idea as to where I might be. And while my car is in Lindale, being gone over with the proverbial fine-tooth comb, I am taking a walk up the Back of the Fell Road. Back at Fell Road. And this runs, well, I'm going north at the moment, up the side of Cartmel Fell, which is a long range of hills along here. You may have heard of Cartmel the village. Cartmel the village is over there-ish, a few miles away actually. Cartmel the village stands underneath Hampsfell, not Cartmel Fell. Yeah, so Cartmel's underneath Hampsfell. I'm currently walking along Cartmel Fell, several miles away. And there's a gap, there's a little pass at High and Low Newton, which is where the old road and the new road go through. This isn't quite my stomping grounds. I grew up near Cartmel. I don't think we've ventured across this side very often. But this is a brilliant example of how quickly you can get into the Badlands. Lindale is quite close to the main road. I've been walking for about 15 minutes now, and I can still just about hear the A road, the A590 back there. Only just. Most of what I can hear, I don't know if you can, is the dripping of water from the trees. It's middle of November. It's definitely autumn. I'm trying to look. Where's the camera? I'm trying to look at the camera, and I keep looking at myself on the screen. So if I'm going, that's I'm struggling. I need a camera without the screen. Anyway, speak again in a minute. I was just walking past this bit of landscape. This looks like some farmer has, or is in the process of creating a wetland here. All these pools, we've got reeds growing. I don't know if it's the farmer or if it's who knows. There is a little wetland out here happening. Reuben's Orchard, private property. Let's have a bit of a nose at Reuben's Orchard, shall we? Lots of new trees down there, nice. I have a sort of vested interest in orchards because we're planning to plant a small new one at our house at the moment. Maybe more on that later. I'm trying to look at the lens again. I have found the place where the ivy grows. Gosh, this is obviously perfect ivy conditions up here. And in proper Christmas fashion, there is a holly tree to go with the ivy. Well, you'll be able to tell it's middle of, well, you won't be able to tell that, but it's middle of November. And there's more traffic than one might have expected. Middle of November. Most of autumn has happened now. Seems very late this year. Does autumn? The trees seem to hang on for a long time. Strange thing is that there are fields of things flowering at the moment that really don't think should be. The world is screwed up. Confused, out of kilter. Yeah, I shall enjoy it while I can. I was looking at that exciting fern in the tree there and the ivy and stuff, and then I noticed up there looks like, I thought it was a carrier bag or something, but actually if I can zoom in a bit, actually just cobwebs. They're cobwebs covered in dew, rain, whatever we want to call it. Fabulous. I'm procrastinating because this bit's slightly uphill. I don't know if this is true for everyone, but one of the things that I like about this landscape is the way that things that people have built, like that wall up there, become part of the living landscape. They get covered in moss and lichen. They sort of blend in, they disappear. So I'm guessing historically a lot of this land on the verges of this road is not really valuable agriculturally. So although the fields, wider fields, hello, are traditionally very much sort of sheep around here. If you look at the fell behind me, the larger fell there, you know, it's sheep grazing. It's not good land for growing anything on. So the verges of this road are largely forgotten, and in places, well, actually somebody's either been building a den here, or nature has provided a den. Anyway, yeah, verges here are wild. As I said, you can very quickly find yourself in darkest Cumbria. We're a few minutes, you know, half an hour maybe off the main road, off the trunk road across the south of Cumbria and from civilization, if you can call Lindale and Grange over Sand civilized. And it's brilliant. We're out here now, and whoops, I'm going to swap sides so you can see up behind me there. You see the bones of the fells starting to come out. I don't know what the hills here are, but a lot of them round and about are limestone. I'm not sure that one is, but you know, the bones of the hills. And I'm still trying to find the lens. I keep putting the phone away and then having to get it back out again instantly, because just look at the crowns of these trees. Look at those, like a great big bowl. It's like hands or something reaching up. Let's see if we can focus on the trees, not just the sky behind. We're exposed for them. Look at those. Amazing. And it's not just the tree itself. The ivy and everything growing on it. Probably full of insects. Probably full of squirrels. Brilliant. And there's some, I don't know whether those nests up at the top or whether that's one of those diseasey things, but some good trees, gnarly trees along here. And there we are, we've got closer to the bones of the fells. They're never far down here. Here's one of these, I suspect, ancient roads across the landscape here. This end, it's still got walls for 50 yards or so, but you can see after that, you can still see its fingerprint going across. Those trees in the distance were probably once a hedgerow. They've grown out, but you can see the bank. I can see the bank. Old roads. I think I've said this before, but I read once that, yeah, you can see it there. Read once that back in medieval times there was actually more road than there is now. Possibly slightly different definition. I like that. Not so keen on that. I like that. I like that hill back there as well. You may be able to tell the air is getting wetter. Still not sure it's actually raining, but the air is getting wetter. And anyway, I was just going to very quickly mention in terms of mental health, because it's supposed to be about that, this vlog. One of the things about autism then is this business of, well, let's not talk about autism specifically, let's talk about neural divergence. Let's talk in those terms, because I think everything is a bit mixed up. It's the business of sensitivity to senses, to stimuli. And looking at myself now, I recognise that there are actually a couple of areas. One of them is smells. I find artificial smells overwhelming. So, you know, if I go into one of those, I won't name the brand, but there's a famous high street sort of smelly soap shop. I actually can't breathe in those places. I find it really quite distressing. I have to stand outside and wait while my wife shops. And I remember that right back to childhood. I remember going for trips in the car with my parents. My mum would put on perfume before we went out, and I would just be gagging in the back of the car. Really, really physically unpleasant, and they never understood. They just thought I was whinging. So that's one. Another one is noise. I don't like loud noises. I find them physically unpleasant, so I think that's quite a common one, but that's one. There's lots of food texture stuff. I don't like solid bits or crunchy bits in the food. So this trend at the moment for putting huge lumps of crunchy rock salt on my dinner. I don't like that, please stop. That's it. That's another bit of unusualness. I'm trying to avoid using wrongness, strangeness, weirdness type words. More cars. Yeah, it's another thing that was trying to get into my head from the L.E. What's her face, Middleton book. She says about, well, autism particularly, but ADHD autism. It's not wrongness. It's just difference or a disability. I want to look at it that way, but it's not wrong. It's not my brain doing anything wrong. It's just different. Fabulous little bit of that land I was talking about back there now, on the verge of the road there. Great stuff. Anyway, that'll do for that today. Going to carry on walking. Been wandering in this direction for nearly an hour now, chattering away. I'll have to turn around and go back and get the car eventually. Go back to life. Back to life. Back to reality. Back to the here and now. And that's enough. Choices. Well, I think I've probably done wittering. Yeah. Gorse, one of my favourites. However, not in middle of November, please. Another bit of confused wildlife. So the theme of today's video is fabulous wild trees, I think. There are some really good ones down here. I would recommend this walk. I mean, I turned right at the signpost, and it has been uphill, and now I've turned around and I'm heading back, but it's relatively flat, easy along this road. A bit of traffic, but the trees along here are really good. Really, yeah, wild. I would say wild. Wild trees. Sorry, it's a bottle of water. Yeah. But you know, if you feel like you could like and subscribe to my videos, I would appreciate it. Nice to know anybody's listening. I've got a whole fantastic 18 subscribers. Yeah, there we go. And that's not the point. But you know, do like and subscribe. I wouldn't recommend you pressing the bell button. You really don't want to be, you know, troubled. But that's it. I'm going to say apart from the inevitable postscript and the inevitable bit more video after this, I'm going to say bob out.